Hey everyone, welcome back to the KOMU 8 Sports Show with me. His name is Jet Roberts. He's a radio guy for the Closers on KFRU.
I am a radio guy.
Now, you don't just do that, you also get up early in the morning.
I do. I work mornings with David Lyle on KFRU. I work mornings on KLIK with Jake Hursting as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
And in the afternoon, he docs sports on the Closers with Spencer Kane. First, let's talk St. Louis Cardinals.
Sure.
They got an issue. They're running out of players.
Big issue.
Everybody's on the DL. Best hitter, Pujols, best pitcher, Wainwright. The guys that are injured, supposed to be coming back, they're out still and having trouble. And Yadier Molina, he gets carted off the field today.
Yeah, you know, it's like new Cardinals, same as the old Cardinals, to be honest with you. I looked on the injury report, the 40-man roster. They still have Chris Carpenter, Mark Mulder, and Matt Clement on the 15-day DL. So I'm assuming that's retroactive to like a year ago. But nonetheless, you're right. They lose Yachty. They have Monday off, so they're going to reevaluate his status and then try to find someone in AAA to replace him.
Well, they would, if the playoffs started now, as we like to always say, they would be the wild card team. Are they going to be able to keep this up? Are they a team that you see in the playoffs?
I've been wrong for 2 months, so I'm going to say, you know what? Yes, the St. Louis Cardinals can hang on. The only problem is they are running out of guns, like you said, and the worst part is it's coming from their pitching staff. And you have Jason Isringhausen, who doesn't know if he wants to be a closer or not. So they're trying to mix and match, and then you lose Albert Pujols. So all those things on top of it doesn't seem like a recipe for success. But again, here they are, still a handful of games out of first place and still able to win baseball games.
The Izzy one is the most intriguing. This guy's been a closer all his career. You play the role of manager. What do you do with a guy who's just kind of messed up in the head?
Well, okay, that's a great question. Me personally, just the way I was coached, is I sit the guy. And I let him be a setup man. I let him be a middle reliever till he gets his head right. Because if you hand me a note that says, I don't want to be the closer anymore, then that tells me you are not our guy. I don't care how many saves you have.
Wonder if it was handwritten or typed.
I'm sure his publicist gave it to Tony La Russa.
All right, how about the Kansas City Royals? Of course, they're in their usual May mess and
Yes.
now June swoon. Are they going to be able to turn this around and have a decent record this year? They have the second worst record in the American League right now.
Decent record, that depends on what your definition is of decent. For me, I think anything more than 74 wins is decent for the Kansas City Royals. To be honest, I think it's really strange that they've gone on a 7-game losing streak and a 12-game losing streak with all the talent that's on that roster. I think the biggest problem, is that they just don't have any leaders. They're just too young. Trey Hillman is a young manager, so they don't have anyone like a George Brett or an Albert Pujols to say, follow me.
Because whenever they do, that guy signs a free agent deal for a lot of money and is gone out of town.
That's right.
All right, Aaron Crow, the Missouri pitcher, drafted 9th overall by the Washington Nationals. Too bad that the Royals didn't take him with the third pick because he could immediately join their rotation.
Probably this week.
He could probably join the Nationals rotation. But how long is it going to take? How long until we see this guy making an impact in the big leagues?
You know, I think as early as within a year, but if I were to put chips on the table, I would say probably a year and a half, because the Washington Nationals really do not have any pitching, but this is one of their first big draft picks. This is a guy that, to them, feels like a sure bet. So I think they're probably going to take it slow with his progress. But I think just with his basic stuff that he's ready to pitch in a major league game within a year.
You know, they got until August 15th to sign him. Maybe they won't, and he can come back and play for Mizzou. Maybe.
Perhaps. That'd be lovely.
One last point we want to get across. Ben Askren, of course, making it to the Olympics. How do you think Mid-Missouri is going to get behind this guy as they get their own Olympian this year?
You know, I think that is one of the most amazing under-the-radar stories that Missouri athletics has had over the last 2 or 3 years. And the Mizzou athletic department, they've tried to get Ben Askren out there. And for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because there's not enough televised wrestling or what have you, but people know who Ben Askren is, but they probably don't know what he looks like, or they have never seen him wrestle before.
If you see him once, you'll never forget what he looks like.
That's true. But today, apparently, he guaranteed a gold medal in the Olympics. So after qualifying for the Olympics, he says, I'm bringing the gold home to Columbia. And if that happens, then there's no doubt about it.
Are going to get planned.
No doubt
All right.
about it.
Well, Jet Roberts, KFRU, the closers 4 to 6 on weekdays. Check them out on the radio. Thank you very much for coming in. Appreciate
Thank you.
it.
Thank
Happy
you.
Father's Day to you also.
Happy Father's Day to my dad. And I'm sure you called Pops.
I got him on the phone today.
Good boy.
All right. Thanks, everybody. And we'll see you back here with more on the KOMU 8 Sports Show.